What's going on, guys? My name is Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Today we're going to be reacting to how to ride the London Tube. I think you guys also call this the London Underground, if I'm not mistaken. In America, underground transportation trains like this we would generally call a subway. I don't know if you guys call other underground transportation systems subways in the UK, or if they're all called undergrounds or tubes, but for some reason I've heard of the London Tube or the London Underground, and I don't really know why. It makes me think there's something popular about it or something, because it's just one of those things that I've heard of before I even started this journey, yet I don't really know anything about it. In the area I'm from, there are no subways at all, I don't really have much experience with these types of transportation systems. I have rode on the New York City subway a couple times, and I thought that was really fun. It was just completely different from anything I've ever done before. You know, it's just kind of interesting how you can go underground, get on a train, and then come up somewhere in a completely different area of the city. It's just a really cool experience if you're from an area that doesn't have that type of transportation. But you know, I think, man, it's been a really long time since I've been on that subway. So I don't really have any experience in the past 10 or 15 years at all with subways. And like I said, it's only been a couple of times. So I'm a pretty novice when it comes to, you know, underground transportation systems. So I thought this would be interesting to check out. Let's go ahead and learn about how to ride the London Tube.
Yellow Productions presents
How to Ride the London Underground. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know to ride the Underground, also known as the Tube. While it may seem complicated at first, after you watch this video, you'll be a pro. I've broken it down into 7 different areas. First, I'll give you a system overview. Then I'll talk about planning your journey, buying tickets, getting in, finding the platform, riding the train, and then finally getting out of the station.
What would be complicated about it? I mean, I guess let me think. If I go to London and I want to travel on the Underground, I guess the complicated thing, I would expect buying a ticket would be pretty self-explanatory. You'd go under there and buy a ticket. Maybe I'm wrong. And then you basically wait for your train. I mean, that's what I would guess. But maybe the issue is trying to figure out what station. Do you even call them stations? I don't even know, but what station you would, you know, need to get off at to get where you were going. I guess that would be the most complicated thing.
So, here we go. The first thing to know is a system overview. The London Underground, also known as the Tube, is never known as the subway. A subway here in London is a pedestrian underpass. The London Underground is the best way to get across town or to a different neighborhood in town, though it may not be the best way to go a short distance. The tube stations are a long way underground, so it can take you quite a ways on the escalator or walking to get to the platform. So if you're going 1 or 2 stops, you might be best off walking or taking the bus.
Wait, so you guys actually in London have the Underground, and then you also have this separate system of walking underground tunnels, is what it sounds like? That's pretty cool, actually. If you can also walk underground to get where you want to go. That's kind of cool if you're trying to avoid rain or whatever. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he's talking about, but that's what it sounds like. Whoa. Okay, hold on. I want to see this. So, wow, is this the... Okay, this is handicap. Hold on, I'm going to have to hear what he says about this.
Tube has 270 stations.
Wow.
There are 12 lines which are named and colored.
12 lines,
For
okay.
example, the central line has also the color of red. It's the red line. The hours of the Tube, the trains run from 5:30 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday it's open till 1 a.m. and Sunday it opens a little later, 6:30 a.m. and closes a little earlier at 11:30 p.m. Rush hour in the morning is from 8 to 10 a.m. a.m. and then in the evening from 5 to 7 p.m. Those are probably times, if you can, you want to avoid the tube. It is definitely most crowded at those hours and is also more expensive. They have peak fares and off-peak fares. There's also
I'm surprised that it actually closes. Maybe I'm mistaken on this, but I don't think the subway in New York actually closes. I think it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, that could have changed in the time period I've been there, but yeah.
So a few lines that offer night tube service. Those lines run 24 hours, but only on Friday and Saturday nights. The second thing to know is about planning your journey. Before you go someplace, you got to know where you need to go. Obviously, you could wait until you get to the station because every station has a tube map, but you really want to start planning before you even leave where you're standing. You can do that online. There's tube maps. You can pick up a handy tube map that you carry around with you, but the best way to do it is to download the Citymapper app. Yes, Citymapper. You can get it for iPhone or Android. It gives you great connections, great suggestions. It'll tell you the tube, the bus. It'll tell you which part of the train you should be in. It'll tell you how long it takes to walk between stations. It's really great. So use that.
Cool.
Google Maps will work
Definitely
in a pinch, but the Citymapper really a lot better. The third thing to know about riding the tube in London is buying a ticket. And simply put, don't buy a paper ticket. They do sell paper tickets, and unless you're only going to ride once in London, it's totally not worth it. A single one-way paper ticket is £5 You are best off buying an Oyster card. It's their stored value card. It costs $5 to store some value on it, and then you can use it to tap in and tap off. You buy the Oyster cards at any tube station. They've got a whole bunch of vending machines. You just go up there, you say buy the card, and then you put exactly how much you want to load on it. The machines will take bills, coins, and credit cards, though maybe not your credit card. If you've got a foreign card, so luck on actually getting those to work. So if you're not from the UK or Europe and you don't have a chip and PIN card, then make sure you've got some cash on you to buy the Oyster card. I find if you're here for, say, 3 or 4 days, loading up about £20 is pretty good. Only reason.
By the way, where is he at? Is this? It looks like a mall of some sort, but I'm wondering if this is an actual underground station. But I see the roof here. It looks like the light. So I'm not sure what this is, honestly.
You might want to buy something on paper is if you're purchasing a travel pass. You can buy a one-day travel pass or a week-long travel pass. It depends in that case how many zones you're going, how much it would cost. For shortness of this video, I won't list out the whole prices, but I'll put a link in the description below that you can look up the exact prices of the single day and the week pass to determine whether that's a better deal. I should mention one good deal about the Oyster card and the way things work here is there's a daily cap. It's basically if you ride the subway about twice, it works out to be that then every ride after that is pretty much free. So that's nice.
Good to know.
The fourth thing to know is about getting in. Every station has ticket gates, so to get in, find the ones that have an arrow that indicates it's for entry, insert your paper ticket in the slot, or tap your Oyster card. The gates will open up. If you have an Oyster, it'll show you the balance. You could also use a contactless credit card to go through, but maybe not your credit card if you're not from the UK. Okay, once you're through the ticket gate, because you've planned your route, you know what line and direction you need to go to. Look at the overhead boards. You'll see colors and names and directions. So just head that way, likely down the escalators or some stairs. Once you get to the platform, you'll see things up on the top, some signs up on the top that'll tell you what time the next departure is and what direction and what leg or spur of the train it's going.
That's cool.
Some lines, they're just one line, but other ones, they don't travel to all stops, they make a split. So make sure you're going on the correct split of the train to go to the stop that you want to.
What is this building? Is this, where's it at? Right here. What? Okay, so here's the underground. Is this part of it? I mean, is this like whole complex something to do with the tube? Or is this just like some sort of shopping center? I can't really, this looks like a shopping, like a store or something over here. I'm not really sure, like, from what I remember in New York, it was basically, there was, I don't remember, like you had, what's that one big train station they had? I can't remember what it's called. But for the most part, everything was like you go underground and it's all down there. From what I remember, there was nothing above ground really that had anything to do with the subway itself. Oh, and one thing I wanted to point out real quick, guys. Let me go right back to here. I've noticed that it's not just this video, but I've noticed quite a few cameras in this video. And obviously I know, in a system like this, there's going to be cameras, but it makes me think about something I've heard from other people in the comments and stuff. I don't know why. I don't know what videos this were on, but that the UK is the most videoed or surveilled country in the world. Is that true? And from what I see, from what the little bit I have seen of some of these, like especially of London, there seems to be a lot of video cameras. Let's go back to here.
A split, so make sure you're going on the correct split of the train to go to the stop that you want to. And while you're on the platform, make sure to stand behind the yellow line to wait. Well, when the train gets there, step to the side of the doors, let the people off, then get on the train. Make sure to mind the gap. There could be a pretty big gap between the platform and the actual train. Sometimes it can be significantly higher than the platform too, so make sure you pay attention as you step onto the train. Once you're on the train, either sit or stand. Pay attention to the priority seats for disabled or pregnant or older people. Also, if you're standing right next to the door, pay attention. The doors are curved, so watch your head. If you're tall, the doors are going to kind of come in a little bit like this. When you're on the train, the stops are well announced in English. You can look outside the window and see the stops as well.
Yeah.
But if you use the City Mapper app, it'll tell you exactly how many stops you have to go, so just go ahead and count. Once you've made it to your stop, it's time to get off the train. At this point, you're either going to exit the train and transfer to another train, or you're going to exit the station. If you're transferring, just follow the same process. Look at the overhead signs to transfer. If you're exiting, you'll be looking for signs that say way out.
Way out.
That's what it says, way
That's
out,
interesting.
usually in yellow. And then make sure you go to the correct exit.
I would have thought it would say
Many
exit,
stations
but
have
way
different
out.
exits. When you get to the exit, just tap your Oyster card or insert your paper ticket to get out, and there you have it. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please hit the thumbs up button or click on this little yellow ball right here.
All right, I learned a lot on this video. It's a little more complicated to write it than I guess I really thought. You've got to figure out, do you want to buy a paper ticket or do you want to put it on one of those cards? What do you call it, Oyster card? And I see it. It can be a little confusing to begin with, but I think I'd pick it up pretty quickly. One thing I definitely noticed was it seemed like the underground was, what I guess you guys call it. You call it the tube or the underground more? I'm going to say the tube. It's just, it's shorter. It seems like the tube had really clean stations. And from what I remember in New York, again, I haven't been there forever, but the trains seem more modern here in London. Where's the, let's see, right here. Let's see. I mean, they just look more modern. I don't know if that's the case. And I just like the way it seems really lit up and comfortable, really. I did forget, I have rode on something, not an underground train like a tube or a subway, but in Bangkok, Thailand. I stayed there for a while, a number of years ago, right? And that the best way to get around the city is to ride the train. And but they're not underground. But it just, I don't know, it just kind of brought back memories of that experience when I'm watching people get on this train. But it was so interesting when you're over there. You hear the it's a completely different language, and I think they did both English and Thai, but I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it was just interesting, the dialect and the accent. I remember that. So I wonder, do they have something that announces where you're getting off next? Like, does someone come over a loudspeaker and say, next stop, blank? But yeah, guys, I thought this was interesting. Glad to know a little bit more about it, because I will be visiting London at some point, and I definitely will be riding the London Tube because it seems to be the best way to get around town. And not to mention, I want to ride on a subway again, or sorry, I want to ride on an underground. You guys call the subway the separate system that you walk on, but I want to ride the underground because that type of thing is fun to me, because I don't usually get to experience things like that from where I'm from. So when I get the chance, definitely want to, just experience what it's like to do that. But also, guys, is what he called the subway, where you could actually walk, around, down under the ground, if that makes sense. Is it like right alongside the underground, or is it in a completely different area? Or am I misunderstanding what he's saying, and there is no such thing as the actual walking subway, as he called it? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments and suggestions about this video or other things you think I might want to check out. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell notification icon to join me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.